Okay, it's a bit lastminute.com. She doesn't like the flag on the back. She wants to put lights. She wants to use that pole for another reason, and I don't want to use that pole for another reason. I like the big Union Jack on the back. She's never liked it. She wants to put lights up and around it and all that. Anyway, fate gave us this, didn't it? Fate gave us this. It's a solid steel chrome bar. Oh, well, fate in the form of Tony Bevan. See, so we've got something we can thread into there, both ends. It's as heavy as hell. It seems a pity to cut it in half, but come on. We're going to cut the damn thing in half. It'll sit on the rack. It'll no heavier than towing a trailer. It's securing it. We're going to have to make a whole load of new brackets and mounts. So, come on, let's shut her up. But she's not having my flag. I'm going to make her 2 shafts that we can go up and put lights on, and that'll shut her up. Right, so come on. Lastminute.com, here we go. Women, don't they drive you mad? She wants what she wants. She wants what she wants. Anyway, I've cut them in half. I'm going to mount them up here somehow. That's going to give them an equal, and they're going to come out here. But they're a bit heavy, but that won't be too bad. We'll carry them upright, all strapped together. And then when we get there, we'll open them out, or we'll fit them in, or we'll make a... So it means finding a bolt to fit the bottom, welding some sort of attachment to that, so that we can put them in like this, say. But basically they're going to sort of end up sitting like that there somehow. So we'll give her just what she wants. And actually the light from these should light up the flag even better, shouldn't it? So, as always, you have to... No isn't an answer. You have to come up with a compromise. So I want what I want, she wants what she wants. Well, you don't get 2 answers out of one piece, do you? You can't make that one thing do 2 things. So you have to say, right, if you want something and I want something, then okay. If I'm not unwilling to give up my pole with my flag on, that means I have to give her 2 poles to put what she wants on, lights and whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter if we have to extend it a bit with a bit of plastic tubing. The strength is here, isn't it? Even if we have to extend it, something. Anyway, bloody women. Wives, don't they drive you crackers? So, we've got 2 bolts that screw in all the way down the shaft. So that's going to make it nice. We're going to have a good fixing, aren't we? And we've got a nice tight washer in there. So we can, so we can control the bottom end at least. We've just got to re-alter the, because remember, the only reason this is here is we've connected it to the tow bar. Look, we put it in there, didn't we? And we put the eyes on it, and we drilled it in there, and we basically welded this onto that. And then, that goes straight through. We could have a nut coming out of here, couldn't we? And then weld the bottom of that other nut on an angle, maybe. So the reason we had these in here, just to stop this from moving about, it supports it. It can either, jams it in, you put it in, and then you make these fit so it doesn't jiggle about. Or we've got room to put a nut coming this way, and then we could put a flat bar or a bracket, or we could do something here. But it means messing and taking all this off and rethinking. But anyway, luckily, that looks as if it goes straight across there, straight through, which that would be nice. because it wouldn't affect. So if I put a bolt sticking out here, tighten up the nut here, then we'll have a protrusion, wouldn't we? We'll have something sticking out here to be able to work off. And weld something to that to turn it from something that's like this. Now we'll have something like that coming out. If I weld another piece of metal on it and turn it into a hole that we can bolt the bottom of that onto, maybe with a bit of a bend or something on it. Yeah, potential. That's got potential. Let's try that first. So another small problem we had. We did have them mounted above the aerials here, but because of we're going to go even further, but because of the pace we had, and the quality and the weight of the flags, we found that it must be more wind resistant, more stronger. So it was beginning to bend that, but we had quite a lick on us. We were over 100 miles an hour, so no wonder it was bending. So we're going to bring these down now, just to stop them from pulling these out of shape. Yeah. It's all trial and error, and you've got to fix it. It's no good saying, oh, we've got to fix it, and then going on a run and then finding out you've killed it. You've got to do it now. Yeah. So I've done that now, unscrewed this, put that in. I just don't like unscrewing anything. Same as these things, the amount of times it's taken me to fix these in to now, I know they don't move, but I avoid them like the plague. If they're fixed and they stay, don't be one of these that screw them in and out, because over a distance on the road they try to work their way out. This system I've put in here, and this was screwed into there. I just drilled the hole straight through, put a nylock on the end of it. That cured that. And put them there's a way of doing them so it pinches this. Actually, this one is tightened by that one. Yeah, you don't put this up tight and then put that there, because this will come loose. So what you do, you pull this just so tight, and then you pinch it up with this one, and it causes enough of a resistance that this doesn't wind itself out. Because it's okay putting lock thread and all that on it, but of course you want to undo it at sooner or later. So I find it better, and like I say, I've just screwed straight through that, because it was only threading into aluminium anyway, so you couldn't really pull it. So drill it right through, put a nut on the end, that pulls it nice and tighter. It's more, squishing power. So anyway, let's carry on. Oh, do you remember we were doing our walkabout in new taxidermy? We bumped into some subscribers, Lynn and Graham. And one of the questions Graham asked, or the comment he said, was, what do you do with all your nuts and bolts in all your jars? And here is, believe it or not, a perfect example of why I like so many different nuts, bolts and sizes. So we need 2 bolts that'll come out the other side of there, don't we? We've decided that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to mount them things from the side. So the great thing about it is you've got the actual item, right? Here's the item we've got between hands. Okay, we can look on the filing system, looking for what we want, if we want especially. But because there is so many and so many varied, we can just grab one out of a jar and grab one out of the jar. Will that fit? Will that do the trick? Come on, let's have a look. Will that do the trick? No, it's a bit big, so we want one size down. Okay, no big deal. So So we want it slightly thinner, possibly slightly shorter, at least no longer, because you won't be able to get the both of them in both sides, will you? So, let's see at a glance. Is there anything obviously to find? We've just been looking at them, haven't we? But doesn't that look a bit thinner? Shorter? Oh, it does actually. So we can always file it. Always cut there. How we are now? This looks okay. Ah, so where's that? 4A, 4A. So there's shelf A, shelf B. 4A, 4A, 4 down. So come on, let's go over there. This is shelving A. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here they are. They're hiding behind there. So they're hiding behind there. Were they the slightly longer ones? And the slightly shorter ones behind there? It's quite a mix, isn't there? Come on, let's pull that jar out. They look about the bigger ones. I'd say they fit, but they're a bit long. So let's see if we can get that to go in there. Oh yeah, and they'll make the turn. Ha ha! Now this is the problem, see. This goes in and makes the turn within, but when the other one's got a head in it, will it make the turn? So let's for now put that there. Let's get ourselves another one. Slightly shorter, which is better. Let's match the same. Let's do the same. So we haven't got to make a left-handed one or right-handed one. That's about the same as that one, yeah. So let's see if that does. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's going to be just fine. Do you see where I'm at now? So we'll close a bolt on there, close a bolt on there, and then somehow find a way of make a bracket or whatever off that, probably with a welder. Make that to marry onto that. So Graham, that's why, and you must remember, don't just leave it there. If you've got something and you've used it, you must always put it back where you found it, or else it will kill the filing system. So that's why I have them all here. Lynn and Graham, I hope that answers your question. Here we are, live and at the scene. The flagpole will go in there now, missed that. So we've got this to work for. So now we've got to make this marry onto that, coming out at an angle. So we're here, live and at the scene, making a plan. Are we going to get a bar with a hole? See, I am a fan of nuts and bolts. How can I make this work with a bigger nut or a bigger bolt or a weld something to make it work? I am an absolute fan of nuts and bolts. They're so useful. Well, nuts and bolts, a welder and an hammer. Yeah. It's going to come out at that sort of an angle, isn't it? And come out slightly, it's not square. What am I gonna, yeah, we can all have metal, it's the aggravation of cutting a hole, the aggravation of, I'm all right welding it together. Well, how am I gonna make how am I gonna make a nut suit my purpose? Well, the way I always think, have we got a bigger nut? Have we got a bigger nut than me here? Or is it near the shed? Let's have a look. It's a bit too big a nut. I tend to put nuts and bolts together. Yeah, what's in here? Right. So if we had, say, I'm only thinking out loud. You must always put it back. Always put it back where you found it, or you'll knacker up your system. But if I was to weld that on the end of that, like that, and that would be in there, and we could then bolt this end up. We've got ourselves a connection, haven't we? And if it was tight, it would be it wouldn't get that angle, would it? Because all it has to do is hold it in place, doesn't it? Because you'll be holding the top as well. So yeah, I think we're going to go down that path. I think what we're going to do is, well, this on top of there, screw this into here. That controls the bottom of the shaft. This then makes a solid connection onto here. It still gives us enough room to put a nylock on the end of there. Yeah, and it'll be able to come out at an angle, won't it? Or in this case, it's going to be like that in here. That'll be over the ball on the back of the tow bar of the bike. The other shaft will be in here. Hey, ooh, we've cracked it. Yeah, I reckon. Weld that onto there. Put that in there. Put that on there. Put that at an angle. Cracked it. And then all we have to do then is think a way of sort of strengthening this bracketing, because you see this bracket only comes from here to there and it's only threaded bar. Well, we can put a T-piece across, or we can come from here and come across, do something with this, make this a bit stronger. Anyway, let's do one thing at a time. So let's yeah, let's weld that onto there and go the next step. Because the thing is, because you've got plenty of stores, if I make it and decide, oh no, it's not going to work, or no, that's not going to achieve what we want, you just put it in a metal box tin and start again, because you've got plenty of nuts and bolts and plenty of choices to do plan B, which usually happens. I'm thinking, what about using one of them? Weld that, bolt that, no. Nice handy plate. How could we do that then? Would that be better? Rather than weld a nut on the end, weld that plate on the end. It's a bit thinner, isn't it? No, that's as strong as any. Yeah, we'll have a couple of them. Yeah, we'll have a couple of them, weld on the end, and proceed from there.